in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane. It's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty. Now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we prepare for race number 13 of our second season of the NNSCRA TaxSlayer Truck Series, continuing on the chase towards the chase for the championship. And we kick things off this weekend here tonight with our truck race at the Arizona Speedway. This track, a lot of people similarize it to Kansas, a lot of people similarize it to Las Vegas, some people say it's like Chicagoland. Me, I say it's like an entity unto its own. As a matter of fact, just a couple of weeks ago, the online series that I run, the Icebreakers online series, ran at this track for the very first time. This is actually a really good track for online racing, and it's obviously brought about some really good races for offline as well. A lot of times when we come here, it's usually these drivers have themselves all situated and ready for a fuel strategy race. We'll have to see if that will be the case here tonight. But we are getting closer and closer towards the end of the regular season, towards the time when the 8 drivers will be announced that will battle for this championship here this season. And more drivers are feeling the necessity of finding victory lane in order to make that a possibility of getting one of those 8 limited positions. Look at the front row. Jake Moss in the 24, Easton Barber there in the 33. Both of them looking for their first win in the truck series. They've got good starting track position. Can they follow through here tonight? Moss comes into this race 24th in the point standings. Easton Barber 19th. So with a win, they could put themselves into the conversation of one of those 8 available spots in the playoffs. Last week, it was Tony Green taking the checkered flag. He not only took the checkered flag, but also jumped up to the points lead. We'll see what happens tonight. Let's go down and get the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
And as the command is given, it's time to give you your top 10 in the point standings coming into tonight's race, presented to you by Golden Corral. We mentioned Tony Green is the points leader now. 2 points he was able to get that top position away from Nathan Stapleton after last week's race. Stapleton in second. Third place is J Lagasee. Fourth place, Angel Olvera. So Angel, with a poor performance at Darlington, dropped quite a bit there in the standings. Oriole Pollard, 2-time winner, is fifth. Sky Commons sits in sixth. Patrick Curtis, who rolls off from third here tonight, is in seventh. Paul Minnick in eighth. Jake Smith, our winner from Charlotte, is 9th, and in 10th place is our Daytona winner, Ace Garcia. Right now, your 8 playoff positions would be held currently by Oriole Pollard, Nick Johnson, they're 2-time winners, and then the other 6 slots would be currently filled in by Tony Green, Nathan Stapleton, Sky Commons, Patrick Curtis, Jake Smith, and Ace Garcia. All one-time winners that are currently running in the top 10. So with that being said, it looks like these drivers here that don't have a win, they've got 2 goals. One, they want to go to victory lane. They want to get that win. Number 2, though, they've got to work their way up into the top 10 in the point standings by the end of the regular season. But here we go, getting ready to go racing under the lights here at Arizona. A couple of Chevy Silverados will get us underway. Green flags in the air at Arizona. Let's roll. At inside line got the momentum to start, but Easton Barber did a good job getting himself down to that inside line to hold on to second. Now he opens the door for Patrick Curtis to make the move. They are 3 wide there for about the 5th position. That was Melody Baker, Angel Olvera, and I couldn't tell who the truck was up on the extreme high side. As Jake Moss will lead the first lap, let's jump back to this battle. Melody Baker moving into 3rd. They're now 3 wide again. That's Isaac Nicholls, Andrew Miller, and Easton Barber kicked way up to the top side. And there's very little grip there on that outside line, especially early on in this race. Melody Baker all over the back bumper of the Nike Chevy Silverado for 2nd place. Nicholls now moves into 3rd. Ryan Brommer now moving towards 4th place. Actually, that'd be 5th, I apologize. Joseph Romero now moves to 6th. Tristan Allen up there in the 7th position. We've already documented here this season how 2 of his teammates from Top Gun Motorsports have gone to victory lane. Marty Czekala once and Oriole Pollard twice. Tristan Allen trying to complete the sweep here for that team. Move back up towards the front. Melody Baker has made the pass on Patrick Curtis for 2nd. And now trying to set her sights on running down Jake Moss for the top position. Moss, on the other hand, he's just trying to run Q laps here. Just running his line and hoping that the battle for 2nd heats up quicker than the battle for the race lead. And that very much seems to be the case. Melody Baker has a rear decklet full of Patrick Curtis, and Isaac Nicholls is starting to catch up to this group as well. And now Melody Baker gets kicked out of line. She's going to go from 2nd back to at least 4th place. And now Nicholls has thoughts about killing 2 birds with 1 stone. He got by Baker for 3rd. Now he wants 2nd from Patrick Curtis. Keep in mind that Isaac Nicholls last season was a winner, or no, I'm sorry, he was a winner. He wasn't high enough in the point standings, though, to have that win count towards a spot in the playoffs. Comes into this season situated 32nd in points. So even with a win right now, I don't think he would be up in the conversation yet to get a playoff position. His teammate Jake Smith, though, has already gone to victory lane, as has Sky Commons. So Isaac Nicholls is the lone man out of Cody Smart Motorsports to get to go to victory lane this season in the trucks. He ran here last year, and the inaugural Arizona winner is not in this field. You'll actually see him in tomorrow's Pizza Hut X Series race, Jordan Lopez, the defending winner of this race in the truck series. So we are guaranteed a brand new winner here tonight at Arizona as far as this series is concerned. And Jake Moss might want to start looking in his rearview mirror because he's about to have some company. Patrick Curtis has reeled him in. And if he gets a good enough run out of here, out of turn 2, he might put the fender to the inside going here into 3. Tristan Allen there in 3rd place now, and he's trying to reel in the top 2. Right now, the top 5 is completely comprised of Silverados. The 24, 0, 381, and 83. You got to go back to 6th before you see a non-Chevrolet, the blue oval of Isaac Nicholls. And as soon as I say that now, top 5 now is cracked by a Toyota. Ryan Acosta. Already 2 wins this season for Thor Sport, both coming from former champion Nick Johnson. But now Ryan Acosta has cracked the top 5, and a couple of Strigley Motorsports Fords are behind him. Alexander Rowe in the 12, and Harrison Ponder in the 2 car. Battle for the lead. Curtis to the inside of Moss. He'll get the spot. Moss looked very loose there in that middle groove. Did not look like his truck liked that line at all. That's going to stack him up from 2nd place on back. And so on lap 10, it's our first lead change of the evening, and it's Patrick Curtis out in front. Now this is very important for Patrick Curtis because Curtis has already gone to victory lane once this season. If he can go to victory lane a 2nd time, that puts him right up there with Oriole Pollard and Nick Johnson as a 2-time winner, and would basically at this point all but locked himself up a spot in the playoffs. Think back to last season, Alex Gray took part in the Pizza Hut X Series. And if I recall correctly, he went to victory lane twice in that series as well. Don't think he made the playoffs, though. I think he was too far down in the point standings. Or actually, I think, if I recall correctly, his 2 wins actually came during the playoffs. Looking to see here if that was indeed the case. Yeah, Alex Gray... or make that Patrick Curtis, rather. Yeah, 2 wins, finished out the season 21st in points, and that was because his 2 wins did indeed come during the playoffs, back-to-back wins at Chicagoland and Indianapolis. And as I said before we started this race, a lot of drivers, they similarize this track to Chicagoland, so maybe not a surprise to see Patrick Curtis out in front and doing well at this racetrack. And I believe we might be under caution. We are. I didn't see the caution flag waving, and I didn't see the yellow lights. The camera angles here are kind of difficult sometimes to see those lights, but caution is out just around the midway point of this race. Now this changes up everything. What was looking like it could potentially be a fuel strategy race if this thing went green to the end. Now everybody's bunched back up here, and let's see if they are going to come to pit road or not. This is a tire-eating racetrack. Grip is key, but none of the leaders are going to elect to come to pit road. Oh, and look at this. A couple of drivers that were actually up at the front are on pit road. Harrison Ponder in the 2, Tristan Allen in the 81. So this had to have taken place up, I would think, somewhere, if not in the top 10, just outside of it. So let's go back and take a look at a replay of what brought out this, our first caution of the evening here at Arizona. And this was indeed near the front. This was a battle for the 5th position. Ponder had it. Tristan Allen goes to the outside. Ryan Acosta looks low, and you just see right there Harrison Ponder was taking a little bit wider of a lane into turn 1 than Tristan Allen was, and Tristan gets him in the right rear, hooks him up into the wall. That was a pretty hard hit there, too. This isn't exactly a safer barrier on this outside wall, and Ponder went nose first into it. And Tristan Allen got himself some pretty significant damage as well. Ooh, and then he comes down the track, does the 81, almost sideswiped by H Nicholls. But I think we got away with only a 2-truck incident. But what a tough break there. Tristan Allen, Harrison Ponder both had what looked like race-winning trucks. They were running up there inside of the top 5 at the moment that incident occurred, and both of them looks like they may be out of this race. Harrison Ponder couldn't even drive it back to pit road. So that's what brought out the caution for the first time here tonight at Arizona. Sets us up for the second half of this race, and everybody's bunched back up, so it's probably going to be a very crazy restart. And one driver that might have but might not have wanted to see that caution flag might have been the 24 of Jake Moss, because it looked like when that incident occurred, Jake was sizing up Patrick Curtis to try and take the top position back. Now, bunched up here, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. We're also going to have to deal with lap traffic on the inside line. Tristan Allen in the 81 is going to continue, but he is off the lead lap, and we'll have to see if he is up to speed after that pretty hard lick into the outside wall in turn 1. One driver has retired from the race. That's the 2 of Harrison Ponder. He will finish tonight unofficially in the 42nd position. Sorry, that is official now that he will finish in dead last. So here we go, getting ready to go back green. And it will be with 12 laps to go. Green flag back in the air, and there you see Tristan Allen will not be a factor for these leaders. They're making him go pretty wide there. Z Winkle had to go up the middle. So now Jake Moss back to the drawing board. He was trying to make the move on Patrick Curtis before that yellow flag came out. Now he's going to go right back to work on trying to get that spot. And look at the run Alexander Rowe got there in the 12 going down the back straightaway. Ooh, I think he carried a little bit too much speed, a little bit more speed than he expected. And these drivers have to be aware, too, that they are currently on old tires. So the moves they would have been able to make on fresh tires, they cannot do on these older tires. And now Jake Moss is going to get to the inside of Patrick Curtis, and he'll go back to the top position. Alexander Rowe is going to follow him through into second place, and also here comes the 27 of R Acosta. Curtis slams the door there on Acosta, though. He'll hang on to third. Now he's going to dip low and try and take second place back from Alexander Rowe. So Jake Moss back out in front here. And I do have to make a disclaimer of a mistake that I made. I said that if Jake Moss won, it would be his first win of his career here in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. That is not true. Jake Moss is actually a former winner in the trucks, winning back in season 1 at Darlington. So I do apologize for that. I was incorrect in my information. If he wins tonight, it'd be his second career win. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and correct that mistake. Look who's now up here in the top 3, Oriel Pollard. Pollard trying to get his third win of the season, as he's tailgating the back of R Acosta. And take a look at back here, they were 3 wide for a moment, and Jonathan Zoerlein is now up here in the mix in the 88. They're 3 wide again. That's Michael Haas, who had a pretty decent outing last week at Darlington, and he's battling right now, I believe, what would be the 8th position with Melody Baker. Nope, that's actually 6th place he's battling with Melody Baker for. Andrew Miller right there as well. Here comes Joseph Romero. Zach Winkle's up here. So we got some new players here in the closing stages. Jonathan Zoerlein works his way by his teammate in the 27. That moves him up, I believe, to the 4th position. And Oriel Pollard now trying to run down Jake Moss. All of a sudden, the 39 has come to life. And oh boy, he looks like he's got a little bit faster of a truck than Jake Moss does. Oriel Pollard trying to become what I believe would be the first 3-time winner in a single season in the Truck Series. We had a number of 2-time winners last year, including Nick Johnson, Marcus Achi, Charles Jackson, Joshua Hyatt, and Nicholas Raill. And then this season, of course, Oriel Pollard and Nick Johnson have gone to victory lane twice. But we've never had a driver win 3 races in a single season, and we may end up having that as Oriel Pollard moves by for the race lead. Patrick Curtis moves to 2nd. R Acosta and his teammate Jonathan Zoerlein, they're now looking for 3rd and 4th. Melody Baker bringing Michael Haas along with her as Jake Moss falls from the lead. He'll fall all the way back maybe to 6th place. Actually, 7th place, I think. I'd watch out for these 2 Toyota Tundras, though. They are working together, drafting with each other. Now trying to get by Patrick Curtis for 2nd. Ooh, Acosta didn't quite set him up the way he wanted to. Looks like Zoerlein's going to cut him a break there. I think Zoerlein might be allowing R Acosta to do a lot of the work there and then reaping the rewards of picking up positions, but they're all chasing Oriel Pollard with 3 laps to go. Now Acosta makes the move into turn 1 on Alex Gray. On Patrick Curtis. Boy, I'm having a difficult time here with that. Oriel Pollard's got a bit of a gap, and that might not necessarily be a good thing if these 2 Toyotas, 3 Toyotas now, get all lined up. You can see right there that R Acosta gained some ground through 3 and 4 because he's got the draft of the 88. 2 laps to go here. Oriel Pollard's been to victory lane twice. The 3 trucks behind him, the 3 Toyota Tundras, they're still looking for their first wins of the season. R Acosta looked a little tight off turn 2 there. He's going to have to really close up the distance here in 3 and 4. And the 88 of his teammate Zoerlein cannot be battling with him for that spot if they're going to reel him in. White flag displayed. 1 more lap to go. Pollard chasing history here, trying to become the first 3-time winner in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. And it looks like Zoerlein's realizing that 27 just can't get up there. Now he's going to go to the inside for 2nd. That may have just iced it. If there wasn't a doubt before, I don't think there's any doubt now. Oriel Pollard is gonna oh, wait a minute, he's getting held up. He's getting held up by Tristan Allen, and he's still gonna get to the line ahead of Zoerlein and win. Whoa, that was close. That was close. I thought maybe, just maybe, Zoerlein was gonna be able to get Oriel Pollard at the line there as Oriole Pollard was almost held up by his teammate Tristan Allen coming to the stripe, but the deal has been closed, and if there was any doubt that Oriole Pollard was going to be in the playoffs before, there can be no doubt now. For the third time this season, Oriole Pollard is a winner in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. So there is no doubt now that Pollard is definitely one of the 8 confirmed drivers in the playoffs now, and he becomes the first driver ever in a single season of the TaxSlayer Truck Series to go to victory lane 3 times. And we saw it all night. A driver would get out in front and then they'd get reeled in. Pollard had a strong car there in the second half, and nobody was able to really get to his back bumper. Jonathan Zoerlein almost was able to give an assist to Tristan Allen of taking that win away from Oriole Pollard, but couldn't quite get to his inside there when he needed to. And so he'll have to settle for second. Michael Haas, another solid outing for the 28. He jumped up to 25th in the standings with his run last week at Darlington, and now another solid outing. I believe this is his second straight top 5 finish, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. He finished 5th last week at Darlington, finishes 3rd here tonight. Ryan Acosta, a great run for him there in 4th place, and 5th place is going to be Patrick Curtis, who continues to keep himself up in the top 10 in the point standings, so his win will count towards a spot in the playoffs. Jake Moss led the early portion of this race. He'll have to settle for 6th. Melody Baker comes home 7th. Alexander Rowe in 8th. Hillary Sanchez popped up into the top 10 late for 9th, and Paul Minnick also with a solid outing of 10th place. So this, I believe, will keep him in the top 10 in points. That 21 team just still looking for their first trip to victory lane. You look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, and there's a couple of drivers we really didn't talk about tonight that came into this race up near the top of the point standings, namely Nathan Stapleton and Tony Green. Stapleton finishes 21st. Tony Green finishes in 26th. So I believe Tony Green has lost the points lead to Nathan Stapleton, but not by much, and both drivers didn't exactly leave with the kind of runs I think either of them were looking for. You look on down through the remainder of the finishing results here. A couple of names kind of pop out at you there, especially that 41 of Nick Johnson, 37th here tonight for the defending champion. So definitely not the run he was looking for this evening. And then 2 drivers finished either off the lead lap or out of the race. Tristan Allen 2 laps down, that second lap right there at the checkered flag. He'll finish 41st. And 1 driver finished out of the race after 1 caution this evening, and that was Harrison Ponder, finishing in 42nd place. But that is going to do it here tonight from Arizona Speedway. If you enjoyed tonight's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become a part of the crew today. We have shown your full figure results. These are your rookie point standings and your overall point standings heading into next week. Next week, we're going to be at 2 different racetracks for the 3 series. Trucks and Pizza Deck Series drivers, they'll be racing at Iowa Speedway, whereas the Hershey's Cup Series drivers, they'll be going dirt track racing at the Springfield Mile. We got to finish up our race weekend here from Arizona. Pizza Deck Series and Hershey's Cup Series action going to be coming to you here from this racetrack to finish off this weekend. Till then, I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching a production of the SRA, offline racing at its best.